My name is Andrew Chamagedo. I'm a journalist without borders. I'm a trained theologian, but I'm a trained journalist as well. I'm a father with two beautiful kids. I'm married to one wife, Linda Chamagedo Lagide. I work with NTV and I'm a media consultant on some layers. Well, to start off with, financial freedom does not necessarily mean a lot of money. It does not necessarily mean a lot of wealth, but from where I come from, it means being in position to acquire what you need at the timely moment. So the youth to acquire financial freedom, I think it's far-fetched from the knowledge. How much do the youth know? How much do the youth understand the changing dynamics in the market? If you don't understand the changing dynamics in the market, totally you're a hula baloo, you won't get anything. So one thing the youth have to do is to keep themselves informed with the current trends of the market intelligence. Two, the youth come from the school of thought that, they can make it alone. That's a cliche. I strongly come from the school of thought that it has to be united forces that can actually make people achieve a particular dream or a factor to life with regards to financial freedom. So if the youth can come together, if you have a skill here and I have a skill there, we can actually start up a business and we join the skills and see where this company could possibly go, and there you can actually have financial freedom through your dividends and the shares you have in the said company. The other thing is, I think the youth just love quick money. They love a lot of quick get-rich schemes. There's so much into them. It's something I'm very much against. Every day I wake up, I totally hate the youth to go for quick money schemes. Why? They're short-lived. So the youth can only become financially liberated if they respect the process. Respecting the process doesn't come with age. No, it comes with you respecting the process, and the process is simple. Get the information, get the contacts right, execute. Don't delegate, execute. You as an individual. Now this becomes one of the pushing factors where someone can actually make more money and make wealth, and before you know, you're financially liberated. Then the other thing, they need to be in touch with the powers that be. You see, you can have a lot of money, but if you're not in touch with the powers that be with regards to the governance and authority, you're bound to be in maze. And in one way or the other, you need someone, you need a controller from the other side, because business comes with a lot of upheavals. People are going to come against you. People are going to try to break you down. But if you have friends in higher places, friends who you don't necessarily use to meddle into, some lanes just to make sure that you get the favors, no, but who can actually make sure that your business is safeguarded, you need those friends. So if the youth could actually galvanize those, they can achieve financial freedom. On the other side, they should stop to be lazy. We should work. We are having a crop of a generation that is very redundant. The youth, they are slack ducks. You find them sitting, lazing hands, waiting for people to come and hold their hands and take them. Let me tell you, there is a day I had an opportunity and I posted it online, and someone got in my inbox and told me, kindly, that is my sister's number, call her to go for this opportunity. I'm like, dude, I've just given you opportunities there. It's all up to you. She said, you see, if you don't call her, she won't go. I'm like, wait a minute. This is a young girl we're trying to lobby. Like, there is this slackness. They're very sluggish to get opportunities, to seize the moments. And this is where the problem we have. And this comes from our education structure, the UPE structure, where people are expected to be given everything. They have to be given. Even when you find them on the streets, they say, hey, Mpako Sente, what the hell? I'm hustling. Why are you not hustling for your money? So the entire thing is the change of the mindset to look at opportunities as rather problems, but we seize them in time and we make use of those opportunities. So I come from the school of thought that The youth in our generation are very lazy. Yes, there's so much and when it gets to Uganda, it's even worse, because you'll find them bragging and being pompous online and all, but they're doing nothing. So unless we take this upon ourselves and we say, look, we don't have enough time to be youths, we should better take it now, we still have a long way to go. So I strongly believe the youth need to take up opportunities. They need to look at jobs as jobs, and they should respect jobs. But we have a tendency of people working, and their working conditions are possibly hard in one way or the other, and someone will always call up a very weird, lazy, slack duck statement, mfachi, and they'll go back home and they'll sit and they don't have a job. But how are you going to get the experience if every other job you're actually getting, you're actually dropping it because of mfachi? So when you find us, you don't request for money, because we hustle. Where when you're saying for us, behavior traits: 1, be anxious, crave for success, crave for information. You see, I wake up every early in the morning at 3 and I read books. I be online trying to read books, trying to benchmark with who is the best journalist in the country and in the nation, in the region and all over the world, and what are they doing that I'm not doing, how best can I actually push myself to make sure that I actually get to that level. I'm trying to get informed. So if you try as much as you can and say, look, I'm going to do my best to make sure that I actually become this person, you're surviving. Because I'll tell you what, the richest men on earth, it's not that they have a lot of money, they have information. I'll give you an example. If tomorrow a place like Kachiri is going to be one of the best towns, if you don't know that it's going to be the best town, guess what? You yourself, you're going to still buy in Gayaza. But I won't buy in Gayaza, I'll go and buy in Kachiri. And when years to come, you say, how did you know about this? It's for the visionary. So if you have information, you're in position to actually make a survival. Then the other thing is partnership, alliances. We should not always look at ourselves as, sole proprietors and, standalone, entrepreneurs. But I strongly come from the school of thought that if we can have partnership, meaningful partnerships in all lanes of life, in business, in relationships, we can be in position to, succeed and survive. The other thing is reckless living. So when you're young, your body will tell you, I look good, I have a gym body. If you're a woman, you'll say, I have good hips, I have good faces, so I'm just going to float the way I want. Listen, you can have all that fun, but you will die very soon. So living a healthy life is key. Wear condoms. Simple. We're in a country that is very, very gifted, that we have the government that is caring about the health. The president, when he had just come into power, he fought against the killer diseases. But again, he addressed the issue of HIV and AIDS. So even while you're drinking and taking a lot of bottles and you're popping, some of you are popping bottles that are worth our salaries. And I'm like, oh my God, where are they getting the money from? But on the other side, while you're spending all this and you're having all this fun, remember to wear a condom. And if you're a girl, you don't need to have babies because some guy looks very handsome or maybe comes from a very good family. This is something you're going to pay for your entire life. So before you get into it, do a real analysis about what are you doing. And is this guy going to be there? Listen, we have very many people today in Uganda and their youth, they didn't have a time to be with their parents. Why? Because the parents are absentee parents. Maybe you grew up with a single mother because your dad didn't actually want to stay with her. Now here you are, you also want to give birth to another guy who is never going to be around. So these dynamics, you need to break this kind of viscous cycle of poverty, because it's a viscous cycle of emotion as well. It will come back to your lane, it will haunt you, it will disturb you. It is an emotional baggage for life. So before you carry another guy's baby, first be sure, are you married to him? Is he going to be around? Are you concrete sure that he won't change? Because let me tell you what, while you're dating him, whatever characters he's showing you while he's dating are the real characters times 5. What is going to be when you're actually married. So do that analysis. Then the other thing, have a vision board. As a youth, it's imperative that you have a vision board. You write things you want to achieve in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. This will scale you up every year that goes by. You'll be like, okay, see, I wrote this is where I am. I wrote this is how far I've come, and this is what I need to do, and how am I going to do it? What do I need to do it? With whom am I going to partner with to make sure that this happens? So those key indicators, they actually show you what your dream is all about. But just to bring you fast forward in my mode of Omuntu Awansi, when you wake up every day, write what we call a to-do list. Things you're going to do that day. Today I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do. They're just 4 things. Don't stress yourself with a lot of baggage. No, do 4 things every day. And when the day is done, when it comes to 1 p.m. in the day, look at how far you've gone with those. If you've not done them, you're slack duck, you're lazy, you're disappointing. I wish I could just get close to you and remind you that we don't have time as youth. So look at your to-do list every day. And when it's done, at the end of the week, see how far you've gone. See things that you possibly fail. And why did you fail to achieve them during the week? Why did you fail to actually touch base with those people? And then you push it to the next week, and they should be on your priority list in the subsequent week. Now, when that week is done, when the month is done, you will see how far you'll have gone. Now, that is a mechanic you can use to catch up with your vision board on how best you're actually progressing. You do that, you're surviving.